Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks. Tracy here, a bit glary again, isn't it? Let's have a little, it's a bit better. Yeah, a bit better. Hi, how are you guys? Good, I hope. I've got a nice cup of tea. I had a bit of a nightmare this morning. It's not this morning actually. It was a few days ago, maybe a week or so ago that I first noticed it. I went to open one of my drawers in the wardrobe and the middle one wouldn't open. It opened alongside the one above it, but it wouldn't open itself. So I tried to kind of separate them and I couldn't. And well, you know what's happened? The base has gone like this. So it's catching on the other one. And when I first bought them, I remember thinking how sturdy they seemed because I got the small drawers, and because they're not such a big drawer, the base can cope with the weight of stuff in it perfectly fine. But because it's such a bigger expanse, if they haven't used stronger stuff at the bottom, then it's not got so much of the tolerance. Do you know what I mean? If it's a small area, it's not going to take as much bowing in the middle. It needed supports, like maybe two of them, because they're like really wide drawers, probably wider than you can actually see. So it should have had maybe two of them equally spaced apart, running along so that that bottom fitted in like that. Or brackets, something to secure it in those areas so that the weight of whatever was in it didn't force it down. So I went on the website. We bought them from Furniture Village, and we bought them in 2023. So we've had them for 3 years, right? And all I wanted to know was how to take drawers out, because they fit them for you, and you can't just wiggle them out like most drawers. They're nothing like that. So they're German made. They're actually quite sturdy. And on the advert, it says 20 years structural guarantee. So I spoke to the girl online and I said, it says structural. I thought, this is good. I'm just going to wind her up because I knew they'd do nothing about it. And so I said, oh, it says 20 years structural guarantee. She said, hold on a minute. She come back, she went, drawers are only guaranteed for 2 years. I said, why doesn't it say that then? So I wasn't rude to her because it's not her fault. So I just said, well, obviously I'm not very happy about this. And she said something about overfilling. I went, I'm sorry, but they're not overfilled. If they give you a large drawer, then the chances are you put more in it. It's not a huge drawer for a couple of pairs of socks, is it? I said, it's a large drawer. It should take the weight of large amount of stuff inside it. The small drawers don't have that problem because they can cope with the weight of that bottom, the kind of distance apart that it is. But they should have put more reinforcement in. And so I said, well, when she said, I'm sorry, it's only guaranteed for 2 years and you've had it for 3. And I went, well, to be honest, if you didn't expect anything else, I said, it might say 20-year structural guarantee on the website, but I don't believe for 1 minute that anybody is ever able to claim on it. I said, it's a guarantee and it isn't. I said, so that being said, all I really wanted to know was how to get them out and get them back in again because they need repairing. Oh, I'll get, and I said, and it's your team that fit them. They come over from Germany, but they fit them. I said, so they ought to know. So she said, well, I'll find out and I'll come back to you. And I said, that's fine. I said, but after, seeing that there is a 20-year guarantee, only there isn't, I've got a good mind to put in a complaint, follow the complaints procedure. She said, let me see what I can come up with for you. I went, fine. She said, it might take about a week. I said, that's fine. We're away for a week, so it suits me. I said, I said, thank you for all your help. It's not your fault. I wanted her to make her feel like I wasn't being snotty to her. Just, I thought, yeah, come on, let me tie you up in a few knots about this guarantee that isn't really a guarantee. I'm going to drink this because I've had it for a little while. Oh, Gary made it while I was sorting the drawers out because they said, oh, take some pictures and a video. So I did that. video was too large, so I had to put it in my software, shrink it right down and send the video off. And then I thought, what's the point in doing all that if they come back and say it's not guaranteed anyway? So, anyway, I'll leave it with them. But yeah, needs to be repaired because I can't keep anything in it. So I've had to clear everything out. So when he made it, I was doing that. I already had the 2 top ones. Incidentally, the bottom one hasn't happened to that. Go figure that. Same stuff's been in each of them. But the bottom drawer, sturdy. Don't know why. But that's a good thing, really, that, we only have the 2 drawers to figure out. Cheers, dears. I had another problem last night. As I was in here and I turned around and I knocked over my water bottle, and as it fell, the button that undoes it opened, so all the water came out all over the floor. So yeah, that's why that book is up there, because I didn't want it to get too wet, and everything else I moved, computer and everything, laptop should I say. Right, nearly gone. Yay, that was yummy. Now I have no drink, apart from a bit of water. Not pointing it down there so I can suck it up out the carpet. No. I mean this. I have this. So, not got a lot in it now, but there is some. So, today we popped out. Gary needed some super noodles and some stuff to take away with us. They must be nesting. It's got a little birdie with something in his mouth. It's not food, it's twig. Anyway, so he also got himself some pick and mix. Naughty Gary. So yeah, stuff for the holiday. I didn't get anything. I'm not cheating on it. So I don't plan to anyway. So yeah, and we went into Home Bargains because Gary wanted to get his coffee, and he bought a couple of different coffees in there. And we were looking for some, because I said I really, really like Turkish sausage. That's, well, one of the brands is KOC, which is, I thought it was hilarious for a sausage. But they had some in there. So I was reading the back to see if I can have them, and I can, so we're going to have them with our dinner today. And yeah, so I found some yarn. I did. And so today I haven't got an old yarn from my stash to show you. I've got a yarn from Home Bargains. Now, last time I bought yarn from Home Bargains, it was Big Twist, and boy, was it big. And I've got loads. I've got a box full of Big Twist. So maybe I should do a big tutorial, big project with some of that. There's not an awful lot of colours in it, so it'll be fine as long as it's cream, right? So anyway, but this is I bought all they had. They had 3 cakes of one and 1 cake of another colour, and I got it. And I'm not sure if I'd seen this before, but it is ever so soft. So let's have a look. It is called, well, all of their yarn now has the name Handmade with Love. So, obviously you're hand making things with love when you buy it. And it's cake yarn, approximately 100 grams, 315 meters. And this one doesn't have a name, but it's 17347. And it is quite pretty. Look at that. Yeah, I know, you've got to like pink to like it, right? But it's got very many colours, very rosy pinks and cream and very, very light pinks. And yeah, I kind of like it. So they had 3 of them. So I decided, yarn boobies, guys. I haven't said that for a long time. Yarn boobies. And then, hang on. Total Recall yarn boobies. 3 of those. I know I'm silly. Don't have to tell me. They're slightly, those 2 are very similar because it's got the pink in the middle. But this one is kind of different, but same, if you know what I mean. So that's what I got. 3 of those. And so, 100% acrylic. And it is mega soft. It really is. It's so, feeling it like that as well. You know, sometimes you can be really squishy, and if you squish it, it's very squishy, but it doesn't feel silky soft to touch. But this does. This actually does. And we have 30-degree wash. However, you can't do anything else. It says cold rinse, short spin, do not wring, do not bleach, do not tumble dry, do not iron, and do not dry clean. So you can't do nothing but wash it at 30 degrees and give it a cold rinse. That's all she wrote. Which is, unusual for acrylic yarn. It's normally, well, it's weird, isn't it? Why are they different? I know I suppose it depends on the way they're made and stuff, but really, now I've just noticed something. It doesn't say that it's DK, doesn't say that it's Aran, but it says a 5.5mm crochet hook. I would not say so, because here's the strand, and if you think a 5.5, I don't think so. I think quite a fat Aran for a 5.5. To me, 4.5, maybe a 5 at a pinch, but I would not say 5.5. Not by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, look at that. It's not really very thick, is it? So I think they're not really that clever. These people who make these yarns for these stores, they're not like us guys, are they? No. So this is the other one. And obviously, I'm a bit of a blue nut. I do love a bit of blue. And that in the middle is a very pale kind of turquoise there. It's not white. And even though it looks as though it becomes white, it doesn't. It's all the same. That, I suppose it's a smidge lighter. A bit of a smidge lighter, but very, very much of a smidge. Hardly at all. And then we've got all the blues until the outside, which is, I would say, a real off-white. It's got that blue in it. It's not really pure white, but it's nice. Actually, this is the same. It's kind of like a pink white, and this is like a blue white around the outside. But there was only one of the blue, which was a pain in the butt. But I got it anyway. Oh, hang on. I found a colour name. Blue. And I found a colour name. Pink. Yes. Look, it is. It's there. It's there. Look. Pink. Blue. Oh, I feel like that fairy. You know the one I mean? Make it pink. Make it blue. Well, it's not a fairy, is it? It's two fairies. But I feel like them two. Cinderella fairies. Make it pink. Make it blue. And then there's this big explosion and everything drips in all the colours. Yeah. My brother, I think, took me to see that when I was a little girl. Might have been my mum. They're the only two that ever took me to the cinema. But yeah, these are kind of nice. I like these. So I haven't got much I can do with that one. My, that's a big old bird. Seagull? No. Must be a pigeon. Albatross is what it is. Gigantic. Anyway, this is one I've got the 3 of. And so it's quite a lot. It's 315 meters. So that's quite good, really. I might be able to make something with that. But this one, I might make a tablet cover or something with it. I'll have enough, 315. I should do. I don't know. Anyway, that's the yarn. I did buy something else though. I got these, and as you know, I'm a bit of a stationery freak on the quiet. Do love a bit of stationery. So this one is just a lined book, and it's got the ding thingy. This was 99p, and they had a thinner one that had a white cover, and it was much more expensive. And I thought, this is thicker. It's got more pages. And it's not got I mean, this will not break. It's plastic. And the other cover wasn't much thicker. And I thought, what's the point? So then I got this one as well. Because, who doesn't love a to-do list? Who doesn't love a to-do list? And look at the size of that spring. Could have put a lot more pages in there. This is called Vibing and Thriving. Vibing and Thriving. So it's things to do today. And we've got the date and the day and the list. So yeah, if I didn't do these listy things, some things would never get done. But in actual fact, I make the lists. I don't always read them again. So they're just exercises in trying to remember without actually looking at the list ever again. Sometimes, though, don't you find that when you write stuff down, just the act of writing it down cements it a little bit more in your brain? That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. That is it. So let's have a look. We've got the Mandalorian Calendar. So it's going to be a quote because we had the spidery leggy thing. And we're now going for Friday. We'll see. Hang on a minute. Oh, yeah. I don't want your armour. I want my armour, said Boba Fett, because that gunslinger on Tatooine had his armour. Isn't it a shame? It's sad that I know so much about it, isn't it, really? There was a time I knew nothing about Star Wars of any kind. I was not a Star Warsy person. Star Trek, but not Wars. But now I know way more than I should. It's a bit bright. So let's do the joke or jokes. Gary's been telling me some in the pub. Oh yeah, did I say it? I didn't say. We went in the pub. We had I had a Coca-Cola, and Gary had. Well, he had a pint this time, because they usually give these 3 Desperados on an offer, and they only had 2. So buying 2 Desperados was dearer than the offer for 3. So we just had a pint or 2. Okay, a few deep thoughts. This is Gary's joke of the day. If we aren't supposed to eat at night, why is there a light in the fridge? If drugs aren't allowed in sports, then why is makeup allowed in beauty contests? Since humans have different blood types, does that mean mosquitoes see us all as different flavours? Today you are blessed with 24 hours to do something amazing. Stop wasting your time. When we yawn, do deaf people think we're screaming? This one, I'm going to do an extra one, right? Those are definitely Gary jokes. I know my face is exploding. I don't know what's going on there, but it was a very long explosion. Never mess with short girls. They can pick up stones from the ground quicker. It's very true. You know what he always says to me, right? Because I'm not very, vertical in this world. I'm what you might call vertically challenged. And Gary always says, if he drops anything or if there's anything on the floor that we needed, he always say, you're closer to it than I am. You're closer to the ground than I am. It's like, yeah, right. So I can do all the bending and stooping because I'm closer to the ground. Yeah. Anyway, Gary bought me these bits. When I say I bought them, I didn't. Gary bought me the yarn and he bought me the books. So, yeah, they're little bits from Gary. And I also bought some more tea. Oh, wow. Yeah, went in the shop and they had some. They had 2 for, like, I want a 2 for. So I bought myself 2 boxes. I can't remember how much they were, but they were on a 2 for. So, yeah. I can't remember how much this was. I think how much was the yarn? £1.99, I think. Yeah. £1.99 for these cakes. They are only 100 grams. So it's like if you had a 100-gram ball, it's £2, really. All that 99 business. I don't know. I'm sure hobbyrocks.co.uk does the same thing, but you know what I mean. 99p is just that little trick to make you think it's cheaper. So yeah, £1.99. Now they did have 100-gram balls of solid colour, and they had very pale lemon, very, very pale blue, pink, lilac, and turquoise. No white. So I'm not being funny, but if you're going to make something for a baby, and the chances are you might want a bit of white. So if you were making a little pastel coloured blanket for a baby, you might want to edge it in white. I don't know, maybe not. They also had like a biscuit colour, but not bright. It was more of like a biscuit. I can't really cookie colour. And they had another colour. It might have been grey. I don't know. Can't remember. Then they had really ultra uber chunky white. Not the real kind of time for the year for it. Although, you know, it is raining constantly and cruddy, but not cold. So, you know, even so, you wouldn't really want uber thick yarn like that. So yeah, £1.99 these were each. So £2 really. Let's not split hairs. I don't know if this has got a price on it. Oh god, I don't know how much this one's 70. 99p. So yeah, bargains in the home, bargains. That's what it's called. Oh, and the bag that we bought it. You know, we got this like freezer bag it was, and it was 20p. So I said that was a home bargain as well. Much cheaper for their bags than anywhere else. I can remember when bags were free, the good old days, you know, and we didn't have to pay for our shopping bags. It sucks to pay for them now. And Morrison's have always been a rip-off when it come to bags. When everybody else was charging 5p per bag, they were charging 45p. And when everybody else then had to put theirs up to like 10p, they jumped to 65p, you know. And the paper ones were slightly cheaper than the plastic ones to encourage you to get the paper. But then they were, I think they're 60 odd p now. Madness, absolute madness. It's all designed to make you think, I'm not paying that. I'll buy one of these bags for life things, which you then forget to put back in your car for the next time you go. So you end up with like a million of those in the house, but actually none in your car. Sometimes I remember those, but you know, it's not very often. Anyway, guys, that's it, isn't it? I'm all done and dusted. I've done the stuff. Let me think. Is there anything else I was going to tell you? Oh, we had a look at the weather forecast today, and apparently someone said, always, you know, after about the weekend, it's going to get warmer again, and we're going to have some really good weather. Maybe for a day, but all the time we're away, we have quite strong chance of rain. I think it's like 20 odd % one day, 45% another day, 40% another day. So it's not going to really dampen our spirits or take our raincoats, and we'll still go out and about, and I'll still film and show you the sights, albeit wet sights maybe. You never know, might get a bit of sun. But we were really lucky last time we went there. It was blazing. But you know what I said to Gary? We've picked the wrong time. It's this time of the year when Wimbledon's going to happen that always rains cats and dogs because, you know, God hates tennis. True story. So I am going to go and I'll upload this, and I hope you like my yarn. What do you think I should do with that then? Have I got enough, do you think, to make a tablet cover? I'll show you my tablet. It's new. I got it from a phone company. So obviously I think that's enough to make a little tablet cover. I was going to do a snazzy tablet cover. It's only this. It's like a giant phone, isn't it? Oh, look, there, my lights. It's like a giant phone. It's like my phone had a baby. No, she had a baby and it was my phone. So yeah, it's not an awful lot of difference really when you think about it. Maybe phones will be this big one day. It can make calls. It's a phone. It's not. But yeah, I might make a little cover for it because I don't have I don't even bother with protectors anymore. What's the point? I keep them until they're dead. But I mean, this has got the MagSafe on it. All the others don't need that because they just mag anyway. Anyway, here we go. So I've got 3 of these. What should I do with 3 of these beautiful little pink and light uber sort of hint of pink white? What should I do with these? They are nice. They're so soft. But it's not something you can really do anything that you want to be like durable. Do you know what I mean? It's not like something you're going to want to wash and tumble dry and anything like that. Not that I've got a tumble dryer, but you know what I mean. What shall I do with the yarn babies? What shall I do? See you on the next one, guys. Take care. Bye for now.